I am proud to say that I cancelled my wedding. Do you know what happened? I wanted to save that woman, but my man said I should not get involved in something that does not concern me. There was no way I would have stayed in a marriage, even for one day, with a man like that. Doing. Hey friend, hey lollipops, how are you doing today? It is your girl Ezinne, and you're welcome to Ezinne Unfiltered, you guys, where we have all the very interesting, safe, and fun conversations that you would find on the internet, and where, of course, I get to share my daily life with you and every other thing in between. Basically, Ezinne Unfiltered. And today, you guys, I want us to talk about something. I know I'm smiling because I have to smile for you, my lollipop, okay? But there's no way I could have seen this story alone. I needed to come and share it with you because I want to hear your view. I want to hear your thoughts and your opinion. So please drop your comments in the comment section below as I read this story, as I share my own opinion. I really want us to have a conversation, right? Like, let it be flowing in the comment section. And this is what the story says. It was the story of a lady who came online, posted herself clearly, you guys. I wish I can, and said, I am proud to say I cancelled my wedding. Do you know what happened? My man took me to his family to introduce me to them. So apparently, according to this lady, she said everything was going on smoothly. I mean, for the wedding to have been planned and everything, maybe they just wanted to go home to do something. Maybe that has to do with like the wedding planning and everything. So they decided to visit his parents and spend the night in their house. And of course, they were given a room, her husband's room, for them to stay in. And then in the middle of the night, they begin to hear voices. And she was trying to, picture and to know what exactly are those voices, where is it coming from. So she woke her husband up, like, guy, wake up, oh, look at what is happening, people are fighting in the neighborhood. And they were trying to ascertain where the noise was coming from, but all of a sudden the man just went back to sleep. She wakes him up again and was like, wait, I think this sound is coming from inside this house. Oh, I can recognize that voice, it's the voice of your mom. And the next thing, they could hear the father shouting at the mom, tearing her clothes. They could hear this man beating his wife, tearing her clothes. And according to this lady, she says that this family has 5 children, 2 daughters and 3 boys. 2 of their girls were already married. So you can imagine how old these young men are or were, because the ladies are the younger ones and they are all married. And these 3 guys were all in the house. And now, when she said, oh my God, it's your parents, let me go and see what is happening and see who can help that woman, regardless of what she might have done to deserve that kind of beating at this time of the night, even when there is guests in the house. Or I'm assuming they no longer see her as guest. Because tell me why. Let me finish my story. And then, just as she was exiting the room, the husband scolds her and tells her to come back to bed and not put her mouth in what does not concern her. And she's like, but you're not doing anything about it. You're not trying to stop your dad. You're not trying to go to save your mom. And then instead, he says this, please don't put your mouth in what does not concern you. That woman that they call my mother, she is very stubborn and she likes to overdo things. Ha! Oh my God, oh, Jehovah Bikon. You say, and the lady goes on to say that was how she had to pinch herself and tell herself the truth, that if this guy can watch his father doing this to his mother and is even in fact supporting the father to beat the mother, to humiliate her, to tear, do you know what it means to tear her clothes, and he still continued molesting her, beating her, she now begins to think like, what am I going to experience in this man's hand when I get married? He's going to do times three because he has his own in him. His father is going to now pass it on to him. Okay. And I'm trying to assume that this guy is also the first son. And I'm like, you guys, for somebody that has seen things like this happen, you guys, I'm not a wait for when it happened to me, or when it happens to people very close to me. And that is why I am very okay with the fact that this lady was able to cancel the wedding, because it's better. There was a woman who said it was when she gave birth to her first son. That was when the man started hitting her. And I was like, so what were you doing? Waiting to give birth to the second child and the third child for somebody like that? Guess what? In the case of this woman, her father in law and her mother in law had told her that if she loves her life, and the life of that child that she had just given birth to, that she should leave the marriage. Shengboro. But the woman stayed, endured it, and this man kept beating her with the first child, beat her till she gave birth to the second child, continued beating her till she gave birth to the third child, to the point that she became, you guys, the story is crazy. But my point is, why is it still even a topic in this time? Now, this guy we are talking about is a very young guy. You can see the picture that I showed you. The guy is a very young guy. Why would you tolerate domestic violence? I've heard a lot of women say things like, oh, they are doing it for the children. What will you get the heck out of here? How can you say that you're tolerating domestic violence because of a child? That same child that will tomorrow look at you and hate you and despise you because of all the things you've endured in the hand of that man or that abusive woman. Because honestly, these days, from what I have heard and also read sometimes on the internet, that it is not just women that go through these things. So there are men who get beaten by their wives in their homes and they stay. One day the woman will come or the man will come and use belt to flog you. The next day he will use one long stick. The next day he will use pistol. The next day he will use the back of knife. You are waiting for him to raise cutlass before you know that you're gonna run for your life. The best thing that can happen to anybody is to leave that marriage. Yes. If you're in a marriage or in a relationship where you're being abused physically, even mentally, even emotionally, but right now we're talking about physical abuse, right? The next thing that you're supposed to do is to run and to leave. You don't have any business waiting there. What are you staying there to do? Nothing. Okay. So this video is just lending out my own voice to say, please leave the relationship. No matter what you think it will cost you if you leave that abusive marriage or that abusive relationship, it is going to cost you even more if you stay. So you had better leave until they take their son or their daughter to therapy or to a psychiatric home and get him treated. Then you can now come back to the home. But if they are not going to treat him and you are the therapy, the bait that they want to use and treat him to calm him down or to tame him, you are the rat or the rabbit they want to use to tame their mad dog of a son. Biko nne, run for your life. Anaga agwa ochinti na agha esula o, anade agwa ya at all. Pick race and run. I would never advise anybody to stay in an abusive relationship. In fact, at a point, the advice I used to give people who used to come to me to ask for advices in their relationship is, if he jokingly slaps you and the slap enter, you know when slap enter, if he jokingly slaps you and you remain, trust me, my darling, one day he's going to push you, and the next time he's also going to push you, he'll push you on the floor. Maybe the first time he pushed you, you just staggered. The next time he's going to push you, he's going to push you on the floor. The next time will be on the chair. The next time will be on the bed. The next time will be against the kitchen wall. The next time will not be in public. So before he gets to that point, or to the point where he wakes up in the middle of the night, see, don't you people even imagine it? Like, if you see that somebody is showing these abusive traits over and over and over again and is not changing and keeps getting even more and more violent, my loves, how do you even still go to bed and sleep on the same bed with that person? What if he wakes up and carries his pillow and chokes you? What if you're sleeping in the middle of the night and this person just comes with a knife and stabs you to death? Una dey try you, and even the men that do these things, I don't know the kind of audacity that they have, because how can you finish abusing a woman like that? You beat her up, humiliate her, even in the presence of her children, in the public eye, and then you go home and expect the same woman to run bath water for you. And you don't expect her to carry paper and pour inside that water so that when you're having your bath, the thing will, that is kapuchaga and hoginini, kimari fana kwako, so that next time you won't try it. Or when she's cooking, she'll put something for you. If she knows that there's something you are allergic in, she'll put it inside. Or what still? Poison you. Una get mind though. My loves, if you're watching this, whether you're a man or you're a woman, please stay away from abusive relationships, stay away from abusive marriages. And safe to say, if you're still single like myself, please, my darlings, it is the right time to find out and to be sure to put your eyes down. Do not allow love to blind your eyes and you say, oh, that you know you love him, you know he will change, or no, it was something you did that triggered him. You guys, I don't just want to talk too much because, like I said, I want this to actually be a conversation between us. If you have similar stories, please, you can share them with me, send it via my Instagram DM at simply sugar 44. I'm going to leave it on the screen. It is also going to be in the description area. If you cannot send an Instagram DM, you can also send me an email. I'm going to leave the email in the description area as well. Send me your stories, okay? And lend a helping hand. They always say that a problem shared is a problem half solved. So let's help you solve that problem, you guys. Thank you for watching this video till the end. Till I come your way next time in another very interesting video. This is your girl Ezinne signing out. Peace out. Bye.